because there's some people that can't make it. And yeah, so I pulled a card, which is really interesting because I'm going to speak about the astrological alignments. And the card we got was, you know, this beautiful picture of the ocean and balanced stones. And it says to allow your mind, body and soul to flow intuitively. Now, there's a new moon on Saturday in Pisces, and there's a lot of planets going to be like, there's a lot of watery planets going around, and it's really very much, that's where we're at. So I've taken loads of notes. I've been looking, and I study astrology a lot. So this month, March, there's a lovely connection between loving and abundant Venus and the planet of change, Uranus. So if there's something to do with love or money that you need to turn around, this is the time to do it. Okay. Mars has gone into Gemini. This is the first time in 2 years. And so Mars gets things done. So where is Gemini in your natal chart? Remember, I've said if you look up astrology.com or cafeastrology.com, you can get free natal chart. And I'm Gemini rising, so it's my first house. So there's lots of stuff going on for me with Gemini, but there always has been just recently. So on the 20th of March is it's actually the beginning of the astrological year, and it's almost when things are going to start being a bit smoother. We've had a bit of a tumultuous astrological time of it. It's not saying that everything's all of a sudden going to get easier, but it's almost like we're able to surf the waves a bit easier. So things to do this month is to forgive the past, learn to argue nicely and kindly. And I would have thought, oh, don't argue at all. But I've realized through renovating a house and having to deal with workmen and stuff like that, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to ask questions. You don't necessarily have to argue, but you need to, if something hasn't been done correctly, it's how to ask for what you need or want in a assertive way without hurting any feelings. So it's being mindful of how you word things, but be assertive and be okay with saying, no, this isn't all right. You know, so be okay with a negative communication, because sometimes things won't change if we accept things as they are when we're not so happy with them. So, and it's also time to end any sort of toxic relationships in our lives right now as well. So Saturday the 13th of March at 10:21 in the morning, that's when the new moon hits. It's in Pisces. Pisces is the dreamy one. There's not much Pisces in my chart, so I can't relate so much, but Pisces will always be in your chart, but it's not strong for me. I don't have much water in my chart. So see where Pisces is in your chart and see what's going on there. So this is where we can access life's mysteries, and there's going to be a harmonious connection to Pluto. So this gives wishes extra power. So if any of you guys have started getting into your moon ceremonies, next month I'm going to start doing them, a new moon and a full moon, like I promised, and then everything went a bit crazy because I moved house. So now I'm in my house, and the next new moon, not this one coming, I'm going to start doing moon ceremonies with you all if you want to. Okay, but new moons are about manifesting, setting intentions. So this is a really powerful new moon. So set your intentions. Where do you want to be? What do you need or want in your life right now? So some of the questions to ask yourself in this new moon is, how am I doing on my spiritual quest, my spiritual development? Am I meditating as much as I should be? And what is my romantic dream for the future? So there's also this week there's a lot of Neptunian aspects. So it's a bit like if you're walking along a foggy beach and you can hear the waves, but you can't really see them. So this, so it's like this kind of energy, it's like it might be foggy and your steps might not be so clear, but please trust that the shore's there. So, and you're going to guide your steps to work with this energy. So you're going to open yourself up to laughter, dreaming, music, poetry, childhood things, magical things. You're going to focus on qualities in you that are lying dormant and they're ready to light up. And you're going to see beyond perceived limitations and tap into the dream that you're building. So it's pretty magical stuff here. So relax into the arms of the universe. We're all entering new territory and we have to trust the process. Which brings us into tonight's practice, restorative yoga. I've been firing along, getting things done, grieving a close family member, burning my hands that ended up overnight hospital stay. Still do my practice, but I didn't realize how much I was really firing along until it stopped. And I've hit a kind of wall of fatigue a little bit. So that's when, instead of keep on going, that's when I decided to really do a bit more of the nurturing side of things, so it's really, this week's really been about restorative yoga and yoga nidra for me this week. So that's what I'm going to be giving you, because it tends to be the way I'm kind of feeling in my practices. I want to share that with you. So the benefits for anyone who's practiced restorative yoga, if you've not practiced it before, it's different to yin. So restorative yoga is active relaxation. So you're not bringing your body to the props. You bring the props to your body. There should be no strain. In yin, you're straining or stressing the joints and the connective tissue. There's no stress, no stretching. It's about really letting go, which means that it's actually quite a tricky practice if you're used to being on the go all the time. When I first started practicing, it was like, oh my God, what is this? But that's a sign that you actually need that in your life. So the benefits of restorative yoga is stress management. So it counteracts the negative effects of stress and it elicits the relaxation response. It helps in management of anxiety and overstimulation of the nervous system. It brings calm and equilibrium to the body. And it also energizes and rejuvenates. So you don't have to use energy to get energy. So just be aware of that. So it relieves muscular tension and tightness. And some of the inversions in particular can reverse, they reverse the effects of gravity, which promotes better circulation and of the blood and the lymph nodes and balancing your hormones. So it promotes the health of our internal organs, healthy immune system. It can help with back pain, promotes fertility. So it helps from recovery from injury, surgery, illness, at any time when your energy is depleted, which is related to major life events such as divorce, death of a loved one, moving house, new jobs, or when the mind or emotions feel overwhelmed. Okay, so it's helpful in mental imbalances, management of menstrual pain and discomfort, and it's helpful for perimenopausal and menopausal students also, and it can help relieve headaches and migraines. It's also good for jet lag, but we don't have the opportunity to get jet lag right now, and it may help with some heart conditions. Okay, so all you need to do is be able to let go. So we're holding the postures for a bit longer than we usually would do, and you don't need all the gear. So you don't need expensive props, as long as you've got loads and loads of cushions. So I've got a bolster. It's worth investing in a bolster. And you can ask me if you want where I got mine, because the place that I got it quite cheap. So I've got lots of things. You don't need a cat. He's just an added extra. But I've got a student that's here, my workman. So it's Mo. Most of you've met Mo before. He's going to be my restorative person today, so that I don't have to demonstrate. She'd be like, why is she wearing a dress today? So Mo's going to be here to demonstrate. So I feel very professional this evening. There you go. So we're going to begin. So get yourself seated on this bolster here. So get yourself seated.
This way?
Just, yeah, just where you're comfortable. Because we're just going to begin with connecting in with our breath. Oh, Peppy wants to join in. It's got a little active community going on over here. So we're going to begin with a little bit of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, just to really get us to check in with ourselves and to balance, bring some balance in and balance the nadis. So make sure your spine is long, your shoulders are back and down. You're going to get your right hand and you're going to get your ring finger and your thumb. And you're going to block off your right nostril. Close your eyes if you need to. Breathing in slowly, deeply and smoothly through the left. Blocking off the left nostril and breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right. Blocking it all. And breathe out through the left. So continue with your own breath, smoothing it out, slowing it down. Just really connecting in with the breath. Also helps to soothe your nervous system here. Let go of any tension in the jaw, the shoulders. Make sure you're not slumping. Make sure you're not holding tension in the pelvic area as well. And then the next breath out of the left nostril, drop the chin and inhale. Take your chin back up. Take your hands down. Close your eyes. Just connecting in with your breath. Connecting into where you are tonight. And just breathe acceptance into where you are. Breathing light into any darkness. And know that that's perfectly fine for it to be there. Just bringing balance into your body. Being aware of your emotions, your mental state. Is it tamasic? Do you feel dull? Or is your mind really rajasic and busy? How do you feel energetically? How is your body feeling? Personally, I feel like I've been wrestling traffic. So from here, we're going to move into our first posture. Okay, so I'm going to give you the choice of where you want to be or where you need to be. So because I've been lifting lots of things, my SI joints feeling a little bit unstable. So I would come into Supta Virasana, so the sleeping superhero pose. But if you're feeling that you need to bring a little bit more juiciness into the pelvic region, if you're feeling a bit premenstrual or hormonal, you're wanting to open up the hips. So if you want stability, I want you to come into Supta Virasana. But if you want to really work with your emotions and bringing circulation into the pelvic area, we're going to move into Supta Baddha Konasana. So I'm going to move my cat, Peppy. So Mo, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep your legs back, or do you want to move into...
keep my legs back.
Okay, so you're going to move a bit more forward. So you guys, if you don't have a block, you're going to use as many props as you can. You're not going to sit on the block here, Mo. Okay, you're going to have it, yeah. So you're going to come back. So I'm going to prop up, make it almost a little bit like an armchair here. So by putting some blocks underneath the bolster, come back a little bit here. So make sure your head's not dropping down. How is how are your knees feeling?
It's my foot that's
right. Well, come back up. You're gonna go the other way.
okay.
Okay, so
Position.
Yeah, you're gonna take your soles of your feet together. We're gonna come into Supta Baddha
Okay.
Konasana because there shouldn't be any pain. So if you've got a dressing gown, or if you've got a dressing gown, if you've got a dressing gown belt or a belt or anything, this is quite a good thing to do. With you can lie back, Mo, if you're nice and comfy there. So a good way of bringing some, like, so that you actually aren't feeling the stretch too much in your hip area. So get yourself comfortable into whatever position feels right for you. So you're going to bring your, okay. So how does that feel for you? Do you feel a bit more supported?
Yeah.
So you're bringing I'll see if I can show you. You're going to be bringing the belt around that way, so you're feeling a bit more supported. Now you can do that with your better if you use a yoga belt, but you can use as much as you can. So make sure that you are bringing the props to yourself. So you shouldn't be hanging out, and you should be really feeling. You can even put pillows underneath. Okay. And even a nice little eye bag there. So there's no tension? Is there any pain there?
No.
Okay. So you're now going to just check in with your breath. And you can work with golden thread breath here if you like, guys. So breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth as if you're breathing out a golden thread. So it's just working with the golden thread breath. So this, with restorative, you're going to be in these postures for a little bit longer than you normally would be. So really make sure there's no discomfort and you've propped yourself up as much as you can. So you don't bring yourself to the props. You don't meet your props. Your props should be meeting you. So there should be no strain, no stretch. It's active relaxation. So you can let go of golden thread breath. Let go of breath control. Be aware of the breath. Be aware of the belly, rising and falling. Okay, I'm going to give you some time, some silence, so you've not lost the connection and Zoom. Just time to be. If you find your mind wandering, come back to the breath. So this class has been designed for adrenal fatigue. It's really for you to let go and check in with yourself and just be fine with where you are. You're absolutely perfect, just as you are. Okay, so you're going to start thinking about taking yourself out of this posture. So just doing it very slowly and mindfully. Okay. Slowly coming up onto your knees, moving your props to the sides there. Okay. So the next posture we're going to work with, and I always remember thinking this is ridiculous, it's a bit silly, and then not really wanting to do it. But when I discovered the reason, I think it's good to tell your students or to understand yourself when you practice why you do it. Now I do this, I do it wholeheartedly. So it's supported, I think you've done this with me before. It's supported down dog, where you've got, so if you don't have a block, you can use a big book or something that you want to be resting your third eye on this when you're in down dog. And I remember when I first practiced, I'll demonstrate. I want to move to the side a wee bit more, and I'll demonstrate. So you're putting your block on your mat, and you're not going to stay here for as long as you normally would in the other postures. It's only about a minute or so, but it's stimulating the vagus nerve, which is activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So give it a try. So find something. You know that not everyone has blocks, not everyone has bolsters, but find something to lean your head on. So putting your third eye onto it, coming up into down dog, and just feeling that slight pressure and connecting in with your breath. So yeah, this is why I used to be like in restorative classes going, why do they make me do this? They're not very supportive, putting that on my head. But actually that slight pressure there is actually activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Pepe's enjoying it as well, aren't you, Pepe? Bit of cat yoga. So again, check in with the breath. Okay. And then slowly coming down onto your knees. And gently coming back up. Just checking in with yourself, seeing where you are. Okay, so the next posture we're going to go into is Viparati Karani. So you find a bit of wall. So we've got, most of us have finished off skirting boards. This might give you, you might, yeah, this is a big hint for him to finish the skirting boards. So I'll demonstrate, if you can see, let's move this, I'll do a wee demo and then we'll get Mo up there. So if you've got cushions or pillows or something, it's a good way to get into it. Unless you've got like a really heavy period just now, you're not going to lift your hips up. You're going to just come into Viparati Karani that's not support, the hips aren't supported. You're coming into the side, coming up. Ooh, I forgot I'm wearing a skirt here. And just finding that where you're feeling comfortable. So I like to have my hands over my head. So Mo, you come into it, and then if you do have a belt, I'll demonstrate a nice wee thing for you to do. Yeah, go in sideways. Better have clean feet now. Okay, so it's actually because sometimes you're like having to concentrate to keep your legs together. So actually, it's quite handy getting a belt around your legs so that then you're not having to concentrate. Oh, it's going a bit wonky here. I've never been like the greatest of with props, because props were never my thing, but I have found a love for restorative. So how does that feel? Is it a bit too tight? They shouldn't be tight.
Okay. It's fine.
It's just to stop them from flailing out. You don't need a belt. It's just really quite helpful. It allows you to really sink into that restorative. Where do you want to put your hands? You can even have, do you want a pillow under your head? So really prop yourself up. Do you want pillows underneath your arms? No, you all right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So again, you're just going to connect into your breath, breathing into the belly. So abdominal breathing has been scientifically proven to help with stress, anxiety. So you're going to stay here for 4 minutes. So again, remember, if your mind starts to wander, come back to your breath. Just accept the thought, set it free. And again, the same with eye bags. I used to be almost like anti-eye bag. Like, what do I need an eye pillow for? They also stimulate the oculocardiac nerve, which is your third eye. And again, that's related to the vagus nerve. So it allows you to really sink deeper and relax better. So I've found, now that I know the reason for it, I really enjoy my eye bag and shavasana. From being a yoga rebel all these years, rejecting things like eye bags. So you don't need to control the breath. Just allow the breath to be. It's something from us vinyasa teachers or vinyasa practitioners from years ago, from practicing Ashtanga or vinyasa. It's really difficult when you get into yin and restorative to let go of ujjayi breath. You're so used to doing it. But the ujjayi breath, because of there's an external sound to it, it can take you more into the external experience, and we're wanting to go inside. So we want to have our breath quiet and natural. Hope you can't hear my cat licking his bottom right now. Okay, so we're going to keep our legs, keep ourselves in that same position, except we're going to move our legs into Gomukasana legs. So if you've got your legs in a belt, we'll take your eye bag off, Mo. So cow's face pose, yeah? Remember that? I'll help you. So you're going to take your legs into cow's face pose against the wall. It's actually a really good feeling. Okay, I'll demonstrate with you. So you might be a bit too far away from the wall there. Oh, I'm not too sure. I'm probably flashing my bum cheeks and everything. So you're going to take your left knee under, and then your right leg is over. So it's hip opener. Yeah. So this is what you'd be doing when you're sitting down. So make sure there's no pain. You'll really be just feeling it in your hips. You feel it? Remember to breathe. So breathe into your hips. So there is a little bit of work happening here because it's a hip opener, but we're not going to stay here for a long, long time either. So just connecting with your breath. Just be aware of the sensations in your body here. Relax your jaw, your shoulders. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So slowly and mindfully, taking the right leg underneath, or if you did it the other way. More tricky, we doing it with a radiator. So just breathe into it, but let go. There shouldn't be any pain. There shouldn't be any discomfort. You'll be aware of sensation though. Okay, and then slowly and gently, just unraveling your legs and moving gently to the side to come down off of the wall. And we'll move into our next position. This one's my favorite. So if you have a bolster and blocks, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. So you're basically setting up yourself for a big cuddle. That's what it is. This is like, I call this like the big bosie pose. So the big bosie pose, you really, you don't have to have a bolster, as I said, but if you do, so Mo, if you want to move back a little bit here so I can show them a little bit more. I get 2 blocks and I put them underneath like that. So basically I can get my arms, I can come in and I can get my arms underneath and I give my bolster a hug. And then you just settle in. So if you don't have a bolster, you get as many cushions as you like and hug into them. So you're coming into supported balasana, supported child's pose. Okay, Mo, so you want to get into the bosie mode?
Just on the knees.
Yeah? And do your knees feel okay doing that? Yeah? So if your knees feel sore doing that, you need to make sure that you're supported. Here, do you want to put some cushions underneath here? Right, go and sit back now. Is that a bit better for you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there shouldn't be any discomfort. So then you should just be able to let go. So again, just connecting in with your breath, coming into your hugging pose, your supported balasana, supported child's pose. So just commit to stillness. And just let go. Again, breathing into the belly. And turn your head the other way. Try and smooth out your breath. Okay, and then slowly and gently taking yourself out of this posture. It's a good one, isn't it? You feeling all relaxed now? That's good. Okay, so we're going to move into a supported Shalambam in supported second Bandhasana. So if you want to decide a little bit, I'm going to demonstrate. So you've got 3 different variations of what you want to do with this. So you can do it you can do it the long way if you want. It's just whichever. I'm not going to demonstrate all of them. I don't want to take myself too far, but I do it where the long bit goes underneath. Find that way of supporting the sacrum. So you feel like almost the sacrum's being given a little bit of length. And I also like to open up my arms like wings. Okay, so it gives some sort of support. And again, this is giving a nice little bit of juiciness into the pelvic region. So it's helping to support the second chakra. So here you go, Mo. Do you want to get onto the mat? So line your back first. Line your back first.
Okay.
Yeah. And then taking it. So is it? So it's on your sacrum. So you feel supported. Your neck doesn't look very supported. There. Is that better?
That's it. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then breathe into your belly. Or you can even breathe into the pelvic bowl. When I've been working with some of my yogis, my yoginis, and we've been doing some womb yoga. So obviously Mo doesn't have a womb, so he can't do it. But it's, you can breathe as if you're going with your breath. You're smoothing out your womb area. Now, I don't have a womb either, but it's that space. So it's as if you're smoothing out the area with the breath and with your intention. We hold a lot of memories and experiences and our samskaras in this area by working with the breath and by directing prana and by smoothing out, and it's as if you're renovating that area a little bit. but don't use wet cement. So from here, you're slowly taking that block away, or cushions or whatever you popped underneath your sacral area, and you're going to roll onto your belly. So have it so your head's facing this way. So we're not doing any really huge activating back bend, but you're going to come up onto your elbows, and we're going to come into the Sphinx pose. So yeah, you can have your hands like that if you like, or you can have your arms parallel. Make sure your head's not dropped down too much. But it's just really what we're doing here is we're just kind of rebalancing. It's a bit of after doing a little bit of work with our neck there, we're going the other way in that sense. It's just belly down back bends also stimulate the vagus nerve. I don't want you being too like for the rest of the night, you know. So this puts a little, if you did too much parasympathetic nervous system thing, it could make you more tamasic. So you need to put in some other things to balance, and so we're not doing that for too long. Okay. So from there, we've got one last pose before we do our armchair shavasana. So coming out of this mode, you're going to move into supported pashtu multanasana. Okay, so pashtu multanasana is seated forward bend. So what you would do is, you can do it in any way, like you can do it against a chair. If you've got a chair, pick the chair and lean like this, or you can also do it cross-legged with doing it like this, so you can stimulate the vagus nerve. But what I'm going to do with Mo is to pile up lots of cushions. Oh, cat's hairs everywhere, tell me. And just allow yourself to be supported. So come and get in here and get nice and supported into supported pashtu multanasana. Do you need one more?
Just loads of, yeah.
Just wherever because it's just a supported seated forward bend, so it's what feels right for you. So there's no kind of rights or wrongs. This is, don't bring yourself to the props, bring the props to you. If you need more props, let me know.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. So once you've brought the props to you, not brought yourself to the props, that's when you commit yourself to stillness, smoothing out the breath. Just enjoying where you are. Is there still a cat in my cupboard? I thought I heard a noise. Okay, so we're going to move into our last posture, and I call this one the armchair shavasana. So this is setting you up for your relaxation as well. So I'm going to talk you through a yoga nidra. So prop yourself up as much as you can in almost like an armchair configuration. It depends on how much props you have. So okay, so here, do this again. This is really quite helpful if you do have blocks in a bolster. If you're wanting to get into doing restorative, a bolster is great, but you can use lots of other things instead of bolsters. I've managed over the past 20 years without a bolster. So okay, so Mo, lie back. And you're going to put this underneath your legs. So have something underneath your knees. Okay, comfy. And then you're going to support your arms as well. So it's why it's called armchair shavasana. So you're going to have yourself propped up so your arms aren't even hanging down. You want to make sure there's nothing being stretched or strained. Are you comfortable, Mo, or do you need any other prop? Good. Okay. So get yourselves all in your lovely armchairs, ready for, feels like story time now. So it's time for well-deserved little bit of yoga nidra. And we're going to enter the Yogini's temple tonight. So this is about resting and healing to live in wisdom and power. So welcome to the practice of Yoga Nidra. Welcome home. So the first part of this practice is to get comfortable. So when you're able to rest comfortably, settle in and allow your body to become still. Knowing that there's no need for any further movement during this practice. Experience the state of zero desire for movement. If that state isn't present, then make whatever adjustments are necessary so that you feel super comfortable. The ideal state for the physical body during Yoga Nidra is zero desire for movement. And if the desire to move does arise during the practice, simply watch it and it will probably go away and you can remain still. And if the desire to move returns, then that may be a signal that you do actually need to move. So do so with awareness and with the intention to regain comfort and stillness, returning to the state of zero desire for movement. Now become aware very precisely of the position in which you are lying. Know the shape and the posture of the body. Know the shape and arrangement of the room. Feel the points of contact between the side or the back of the body and the floor. Be aware now of the gentle rhythm of the natural breath. Feel the breath coming in and the breath going out. And if the breath moves freely and easily through the nostrils, breathe that way. If it is more comfortable to exhale through the mouth, then do that. Let whichever is the most comfortable and easy way of breathing arise naturally. Allow the outgoing breath to release the weight of the body down into the support of the earth beneath. And with each exhalation now, consciously transfer the weight of the body down through its points of contact with the floor into the support of the floor beneath. Every exhalation is a letting go, as if you could give away the whole weight of the body. Be with the gentle rhythm of the natural, easy breath And allow the body to settle deeper into stillness with every outgoing breath. You're in the lap of Mother Earth. Let her carry your weight. Now take a moment to observe the stillness and quietness of the body. As the body comes into a state of deepening stillness, allow the breath to become more spacious and free. Listen to the sound of the breath. Hear all the other sounds that are audible right now, and let the focus rest with the intimate sound of the breath coming in and going out, the sound closest to you. Feel the stillness of the body and the spaciousness of the breath, and know that your practice of Yoga Nidra is held safely in a place of protection and security. Know that the boundaries of the practice are secure, and that as you enter into the state of consciousness, which is Yoga Nidra, you are held safely within this protected space. Invite now the mind to follow the example of the body and the breath, to become stiller and quieter. Invite the mind to create a single form of consciousness. Allow that form of awareness simply to be, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. I am practicing Yoga Nidra. I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Let that be the form of the consciousness for the rest of the practice of Yoga Nidra. And now allow the focus of the mind to accompany the breath. On the next exhalation, breathe down as if the breath would enter into the space of the heart, and feel as if the heart herself is breathing. Evoke there in the heart a feeling of thankfulness, a sense of gladness, simply for the opportunity to practice Yoga Nidra. Feel this gladness as a gentle warmth that radiates from the heart. Breathe into this warmth and be thankful for the opportunity to practice Yoga Nidra. As the mind enters the heart, hear the breath of the heart as if it was the voice of the heart's own wisdom. Listening to the breath of the heart, there are two ways to be with it. You can repeat your own sankalpa or positive affirmation. And if you have your own positive affirmation, a heart's prayer or a resolve, then allow this affirmation to be repeated over 3 times in the present tense, as if it has already happened. It could be as simply as, I am happy, or I am healthy, or I am content. Alternatively, simply rest in receptive relationship to the heart's guidance and be open now to whatever wisdom may come through to you on the breath of the heart. Welcome it and know that the heart's prayer or resolution, the sankalpa or the guidance of the heart, is now like a seed that has been planted in the fertile soil of gladness and thankfulness. It is surely already growing and thriving and manifesting in your life. And now take the attention back to the physical body and prepare to guide the mind around the body as if the light of the mind's attention comes to shine on each part of the body in turn. Whilst the mind travels freely, following the instructions, the physical body remains motionless and takes deep rest. Allow for the light of the mind's attention to take the form of bright little stars. As consciousness travels to each part of the body that is named, place a star on that part of the body, leaving it to twinkle there. It is as if the whole body begins as a dark night sky, and the mind travels around it, bringing bright starlight to each part. The body is illuminated like a great constellation of stars in the sky. Place a bright star to shine at each of these points in turn. The crown of the head, the eyebrow center, throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, inside right wrist, inside right elbow, inside right shoulder, throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, inside left wrist, inside left elbow, front left shoulder, throat, center of breastbone, left breast, center of breastbone, right breast, center of breastbone, navel, pubic bone, right hip bone, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, inside right ankle, inside right knee, inside right hip, pubic bone, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, inside left ankle, inside left knee, inside left hip, pubic bone, navel, center of breastbone, throat, eyebrow center, crown of the head. Be aware of the whole body. Be aware now of the whole body. Be aware of the whole body. Be aware of the stars twinkling now along the whole of the right side, foot and leg, arm and hand, the whole of the right side, twinkling with the light of conscious awareness. Be aware of the stars twinkling now along the whole of the left side, foot and leg, arm and hand, the whole of the left side. Bring the light of the mind's attention to shine now inside the body, up into the womb or the womb space, and let the light here shine in the form of a little moon, a moon inside you. See the light of the inner moon shining, and see all the little stars twinkling now in the constellation of the whole body. Feel the whole of the physical body resting on the floor. Remain alert and attentive to the practice. I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Let that be the form of awareness. And now as the breath goes out, experience a sensation of extreme heaviness and feel that the physical body is so heavy that the bones might settle down into the earth. So heavy, so heavy. And as the breath comes in, experience the sensation of lightness, as if the body was so light it might even float up like a puff of smoke, moving up into the sky, so light, almost weightless. As the breath moves, alternate between these two sensations, heaviness on the exhalation and lightness on the inhalation. Exhaling heavy, inhaling light. At a certain point now, stop alternating between the two extreme sensations and invite both to be held simultaneously in the witness consciousness. Be aware of heavy and light at the same time, together. And now let go of this practice and simply become aware of the natural weight, shape, and form of the physical body as it rests on the floor. Feel the whole of the physical body resting on the floor. And now as the breath goes out, allow for the light of the mind's attention to focus entirely on a single point in the center of the heart, like a little point of light is shining there. On the exhale, gather the attention further and further inwards to rest at the single point of focus, a tiny point of light in the center of the heart. And as the breath comes in, experience a sensation of expansion, as if that tiny point of light were radiating outwards throughout the whole body and beyond. On the inhale, carry the light out into an expanding field of spacious awareness, radiating from the heart. As the breath moves, alternate between these two experiences, inward gathering and focus on the exhalation, and outward expansion and radiance on the inhalation. Exhaling into the single point, into the heart, and inhaling outwards to expand the light. At a certain point now, stop alternating between these two extremes and invite both to be held simultaneously in the witness consciousness. Be aware of the single point and expanded awareness at the same time together. And now let go of this practice and simply become aware of the natural boundaries, shape and form of the physical body as it rests on the floor. And now just notice the body breathing. Be aware of the breath entering and leaving. It is as if the body is being breathed. There's no effort involved. The breath is just simply coming in and going out, as if the body and the breath were very old friends, and the breath simply lets itself in and out of the body with no formality. It just comes and goes. Be aware of the body being breathed, and let the focus of the mind's attention rest with each breath. Count these breaths, starting with the next exhale. Let that be number 9, and then count down onto 0. If the count goes astray, it doesn't matter. Simply begin counting again. The point of counting is to keep the mind attentive to each breath. And now leave off the counting and bring the focus of attention to the space in front of the closed eyes, the space where the dreams appear at night. Looking into that space, there see a dark night sky with stars twinkling. See a big silvery moon shining amongst the stars. And as if from the vantage point of that moon, look back down at the earth and see yourself lying here, practicing Yoga Nidra. And now looking again with such clarity of vision that everything on earth is visible in detail. See that you are in fact resting in a very special place, a place where you feel completely at home. Look down and see that you're resting on the warm earth on a balmy night in a beautiful circular stone temple. It is a healing temple, and you feel that you're completely at peace and relaxed in this place. It has no roof, and the light of the moon shines down into the middle of the temple. Set in the stone walls all around the circle are carved images of goddesses, and resting all around the temple are many other women. You are dreaming together, all of you women, at home in your beautiful temple. You're resting on the earth with your heads pointing into the center of the temple, and the moonlight is shining down on you, bathing you in its healing light. You're at home, at peace, and in a place of deep healing and power. You're in the temple of the Yoginis, and you are welcome here. You're one amongst many. You and the other women rest in your power in the temple under the twinkling stars in the moonlight. As the moonlight grows brighter and clearer, the scene fades from view, so that all that remains to be seen is the light of the moon and the stars shining in the night sky. Deep in your heart, there remains a potent quality of feeling, a sure sense of homecoming, a feeling of being healed and empowered. And you know that that feeling will remain with you to nourish you, and that you are always welcome to visit the healing temple of the Yoginis. So coming back into where your body's lying on the floor. Hari Om Tat Sat, Yoga Nidra is over. Coming back to your breath. And you begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make any movement that feels good for you. Stretch your arms over your head, away from your body. Stretch your feet away from your body. Pull your knees in and give yourselves a wee hug. And then rolling onto your right side into recovery position and just stay there. And then gently and slowly, we're going to push yourself up to a seated position. And we're going to end our session. We've gone over about 10 minutes, so sorry for practicing a stay and stealing your time here. So place your hands in anjali mudra, giving thanks to your inner teacher. We're going to end with an Om. Okay, here we go. Namaste. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, everyone. So you can take yourself off mute if anyone has any questions or wants to say anything. You might be feeling a little bit after that. So hopefully you're feeling okay after that session. I just really wanted to give you a bit nurturing and healing tonight. So make sure you drink lots of water and look after yourself. I'll share that on your groups, and I'll be in touch with everyone soon that's doing the training. My 200-hour guys, I've got 2 sets of 200-hour guys, my other guys, to arrange like a nice little Zoom catch up, see how everyone's doing. Now that I'm in my house and now that I'm catching up with things, so, and I'm going to be replying to lots of emails and that. But if you do want to set up a video call or anything like that before then, give me a shout. Or if you're in Aberdeen, I've got a wee seated place outside the front of my house, so you can easily meet for a cuppa outside, a socially distanced cuppa at my house. So yeah. So has anyone got any questions? All right then, you have a lovely night, guys. It's just been so lovely to see you all. I hope you all feel settled. Okay, and hopefully I'll see you soon. All right, lots of love. Bye. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.